Pickups used to be workhorses. People bought them for transporting construction materials or for delivery services. But now pickups are more mainstream vehicles. People buy them as family vehicles or as Sporma vehicles. And the design and features of pickups have improved a lot since the mid-2000s. In this video, I'll be ranking the current pickups on different categories. To make the list fair, only one variant of a truck can occupy a slot per category. So let's begin. Looks are of course subjective, but I'm pretty sure I'm in the overwhelming majority when I say that the Ranger Raptor wins this one by a huge margin. Parking it next to any of the pickups here would make them look small and insufficient. It looks big, it looks wide, it has all-terrain tires, and best of all, it's not all for show. The fender flares are there for a reason, which I'll be talking about later. On second place would be the Strada. The looks of the Strada are a bit more polarizing. Some people absolutely love how it looks, some people absolutely hate it. But I think it's the most eye-catching pickup here, mostly because of its unique, futuristic design. There's no other truck that looks like it. At third place, I'd say it's a tie between the Navara and the Dmax. Both have very masculine designs with massive fender bulges. I also like how angry the Dmax looks when viewed from the front. I'd give this one to the Ford Ranger XLS, hands down. It sells for 1,092,000 pesos, and it gets cruise control. It has steering wheel controls. It has Sync 1.1, which essentially allows you to control your infotainment as well as your phone using voice commands. I think it's priced ridiculously low for what it offers. Next would be the Hilux E. The higher end models of the Hilux tend to be lacking in modern features, but at the low end, almost everything lacks in modern features anyway, so I'd give the Hilux E second place on this one, mostly because of the price and the Toyota badge. Okay, at third place, I'd say it would be a close tie between the Navara VL and the Strada GLX, but since the GLX is the more recent model and the Navara has been around for a while, I'd give this one to the Strada. I'd classify mid-range as between 1.2 million to 1.5 million. But the top-of-the-line Navara VL falls within this price range. A top-of-the-line model that has a mid-range price definitely deserves top spot here. For 1.45 million, we get Nissan's Intelligent Mobility System, a top-down camera, a leather interior, etc. Second place would have to go to the Ranger XLT. The XLT sells for just 1.23 million pesos, which makes it just slightly above low end, but it offers a lot of features that other trucks in this price range do not have. It has cruise control, it has automatic headlamps, and it has automatic wipers. I wish it had a better infotainment screen, but at this price, I'm not complaining. The Hilux G gets third place. It has a decent infotainment screen, a good looking interior, and it has the Toyota badge. I think you know my number one pick on this category. It is of course the Ranger Raptor. It is way ahead on looks, performance, ride quality. At 1.9 million pesos, it is the most expensive, but not by much. It is only slightly more expensive than the top of the line Hilux Conquest. For second place, I'd put the Strada GT. It has the most number of active safety features, next to the wildtrak. It has a relatively decent engine, and it has plenty of 4x4 options. At third place, I'd put the Navara VL. It has a decent amount of electronic features, and I love the top-down camera.
Yeah, you can feel the power here.
Best performance. Needless to say, the Raptor wins here. Some people are under the impression that the Raptor is just a wildtrak with a few aesthetic mods, but it is not. It's been tuned for heavy-duty off-road use. The suspension is entirely different. It has Fox shocks on all four corners. It has coil springs instead of leaf springs at the back. The Raptor is up to 6 inches wider than the regular Ranger because it has wider suspension arms. And it comes out of the factory with bigger all-terrain tires. I test drove the Raptor on the dirt track. We went airborne, probably around 3 feet in the air, and the suspension never bottomed out. Not only is the suspension good for off-road use, it also makes the Raptor ride better on pavement. The engine is also the most powerful in its class. It has 210 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. When it comes to performance, I think the Raptor is not on the same league as the rest of these trucks. Most high-tech features. The winner here is the Ranger Wildtrak. The Raptor may be the most expensive variant of the Ranger, but the Wildtrak has a few more electronic toys than the Raptor. The Raptor doesn't have the Wildtrak self-parking. It also doesn't have adaptive cruise. Second place would be the Strada GT, which also has adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and collision mitigation. And the third would be the Navara VL with its lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and top-down camera. Vehicles can have active safety features and passive safety features. Airbags, for example, are passive features. They help minimize injuries after an accident, but they don't do anything to help prevent the accident in the first place. Active safety features help prevent accidents from happening in the first place. The Ranger Wildtrak tops this list because it has plenty of active safety features. It has collision mitigation, which applies the brakes when it detects an impending collision. It has lane keep assist, which warns you if you're veering off your lane, and it has blind spot monitoring, which will alert you if there are vehicles in your blind spots. And it also has adaptive cruise control, which will automatically slow down the vehicle when it detects traffic slowing down ahead. The Strada GT is in second place. It also has adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, blind spot monitoring. The Navara VL comes in at third. It doesn't have adaptive cruise control, but it does have collision warning, which gives you an audible warning if you're about to hit a vehicle, and it has a top-down camera. The Raptor is priced pretty low for what it is, but people who are looking for value probably wouldn't be looking at the 1.9 million peso truck. So I'd have to skip the Raptor in this one. At first place would be the Navara VL 4x4. It is the cheapest automatic 4x4 truck in this segment, but it's also pretty loaded. It's definitely a lot more loaded than the Hilux Conquest, which sells for almost 1.8 million. If you don't mind having a manual, I think the Ford Ranger XLS Sport is priced pretty well. It is one of the cheapest 4x4 trucks that you can buy, and it's not stripped down to bare minimum. As for third place, I would give this to the XLT, but according to the rules, only one variant of a truck can accommodate a slot in this category. So this one would have to go to the Strada GLX. I think it has a pretty good price to spec ratio. The first time I thought of doing this, I thought of excluding the Raptor because it felt unfair to the competition.
Power here.
But the Raptor is only 1.9 million pesos, which is just a little bit more expensive than the Hilux Conquest. So I think it deserves to be here. It deserves every accolade given to it, and it deserves to be called the best pickup of 2019. And probably 2020 as well.